Welcome to Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button down below, right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives, 47 asexual stories, love, life and sex, a celebration of asexual diversity book. So happy Asexual Awareness Week. And so today we're going to be discussing the benefits of being asexual. So some people who aren't asexual, they're like, make remarks such as, you don't like sex? How boring is that? And they say things like, I'm sorry for your pain, as if there's something wrong with us, right? And then the other type of comments you get are, did you have therapy for that? That was something someone said to me in my work, my new job. They said to me, in obviously not with customers there, they said to me that, you know, like, have you been to therapy for that? And I'm like, no. Do you know what I mean? It's a sexual orientation, there's a lack of sexual attraction. I mean, obviously I don't say this in front of customers, this is like private. So you know, it's just I was talking about it. So yeah, and you know, there's nothing wrong with being asexual. You know, people seem to have this idea that there's something wrong, there's something that needs fixing, there's something not quite right, and it's completely false, right? Asexuality is a genuine sexual orientation. There's a lack of sexual attraction. So this means that when we see someone, we don't get the need, urge, or want for partnered sexual intercourse with them or anyone. You know, it doesn't matter what gender it is, we don't get that need, urge, or want. That's it. And so that is asexuality in a nutshell. Now, I don't understand really why it's so hard to believe, because people like different things in the world. You know, you always get some people that like some things, and you always get some people that don't like it, right? Just because it's sex doesn't mean to say that everyone likes it. But the trouble is, society brings us up thinking that's what we have to do in order to obtain love, which is very, very, very dangerous. You're playing a very dangerous game when you're basically relying on if that person gives you enough sex in order to feel loved, special, wanted, and needed. But the benefits of being asexual is we don't need this. We don't need sex in order to validate the way someone feels about us, in order to validate the fact they love us. In fact, if we're a sex repulsed asexual and someone was trying to have sex with us, it would actually spoil the relationship. It would be like, you're trying to do something to my body that I don't want you to do. You're making me feel uncomfortable. How can you love me if you're trying to get me to do something I don't want to do? And even for the sexual people that don't pressurize their partner, if you have a sex repulsed asexual and they know that you really would like sex and they feel like they can't satisfy that need, the relationship feels like, you know, it's not going to go anywhere. It also feels like, you know, that they can't actually please you and make you happy. So this leads to a lot of unhappiness within relationships, you know. So a lot of the time it's better for an asexual person to actually meet another asexual person. But some sexuals don't mind being in a relationship with another with an asexual person rather than another sexual person. In fact, they prefer to be in a relationship with an asexual. And the reason for this is asexual love is in my personal opinion, the purest form of love you can dare, because we love someone without the need for genitalia, without the need for physical body parts to look at. Do you know what I mean? We can love someone for the personality they are, for the way that they are, for their mannerisms, for their quirkiness, for their difference. We can admire them for the beauty that is unique to them. So asexual love, I see it. You know, I have 3 asexual friends. My asexual best friend I'm seeing in the morning. I cannot wait. I'm so happy. Asexual Awareness Week, and I'm seeing my best asexual friend. It's their birthday on the 28th of September. It's their birthday. Happy birthday, Sam! And they'll probably be getting some sleep because they need to get on a train to see me. and we're going for Nando's and we're going to the cinema. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I haven't seen them for a while. It's going to be ace. I can't wait. So the benefit of being asexual is it's the purest form of love you can get. If you're lucky enough to have an asexual love you, it means they can love you without sex, without your genitalia. They don't have a need for that or a want or an urge usually for that. So they can love you for who you are, for your personality. They can really get to know the true you. And maybe that feels a bit scary for some people, but actually it's amazing because there's no falsity there. There's no, oh, I love you providing you can give me this amount of sex, providing you can perform. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a relief. If you're not asexual but you're impotent or find it hard to have sex for whatever reason, and you found dating really difficult, there are asexuals that can love you without sex, and people can sometimes see that, chucking your body around and chucking sex around is the last thing you really want for a long-lasting, loving, healthy, committed relationship. Because when a relationship is based on that lust and that kind of like animal instinct, it's not thinking straight. It's not actually thinking, do I care about this person? Do I think this person's kind to me? Do I feel them in my heart? Do I think they're a beautiful soul? Do you know what I mean? Because it's so focused on sexual attraction and genitalia that, it distracts from true, pure love. So if you have an asexual person who adores you and loves you, they usually be very loving, very faithful, very keen on you as a person and on your personality. And so that's a huge benefit of being asexual or with an asexual in a relationship. Another benefit is, you can meet other people like you. Like, you can go on forums, in online groups, you can go and meet asexuals online, virtually and in person. And being around someone who is like you in sexual orientation, who understands you on a level that no one else can completely understand you ever, is just astronomically different, right? I know I have a heterosexual best female friend. I have a gay best friend. These are people that, like sex, right? So I have friends that are not asexual. And when I'm around people of my own kind, like other asexuals, it's a huge, huge difference because they think like me, they feel like me. It's kind of, I don't feel excluded from the world anymore. I feel really included. I feel like these are my type of people. And, and I just feel a lot more comfortable and happier. I can be myself around them. And I think, if an asexual likes you, it's because they genuinely like you as a person. I think that's really, really, really important. So, you can not only have pure love, but you can have bestest ever friendship. You can meet other people like you who understand you and not feel so isolated, lost and lonely in the world, So, but it requires a lot of guts, determination, and being open and honest and actually saying I am owning my asexuality. And obviously asexuality is very different. It's unique because we're recorded 1% of the population. So 1% of the population, thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, lots of love. 1% of the population, is unique, right? There's thousands of asexuals out there in the world, but 1% is basically 1 in every 100 people you meet. And so a lot of asexuals, they are quiet about it. They are, keeping it to themselves. And in a way, it's a shame if you're on the asexual dating scene because it makes life really difficult to find a compatible match for you. You're very lucky if you find that rare gem amongst thousands and hundreds of billions of people on the planet Earth. And if you find that one gem in, thousands of asexuals, you're very, very lucky. But there are asexuals that are with other asexuals. I know 3 of my asexual friends. One's my best friend that I'm seeing in the morning. They've got a non-binary partner now. They're non-binary. They couldn't be more happier. They've also one of my other friends, they got an asexual fiance, and the other one's married to their asexual wife. So, when I see these asexuals, they really genuine are soulmates. The love is so pure. It's so beautiful to witness. It's just incredible. And that it's coming out of pure love from the heart. It's not coming out of some base desire that society dictates you should have. It's coming from a core, foundational, beautiful love and friendship and caring about the other person, wanting to spend time with them, the rest of your life with them, wanting to look after them, and wanting to keep their heart safe and happy and well. So you can have the most beautiful, loving friendships as well, right? Because obviously asexuals understand other asexuals. And it's kind of like on a completely different level, whereas your people who are not asexual, they can't actually get on that level of understanding with you because they're not asexual. There's always going to be some sort of like non-getting it, if you know what I mean. So the benefits of asexuality again is, like I said, you're very unique, you're 1% of the population, you're different, so you think differently and you see the world completely differently. And this can make asexuals good to come to for dating and relationship advice as well, because you're less less attached to other people. You're certainly not attached to them sexually. I mean, me personally, I do get attached romantically and emotionally to another person, a guy. So that is very difficult for me. I do find that hard. But you know what I mean? There's no attachment sexually there. So, and like if I'm around other asexuals, there's no sexual tension, sexual energy. I don't feel like I'm gonna be preyed on or possibly an object of their sexual desire or fantasy. Do you know what I mean? I can't stand that. Do you know what I'm saying? So, with asexuals, it's good. I mean, there are so many different variations as well of asexuals. So, to be honest, one benefit for me is actually giving me a much more open mind, which might seem a weird benefit, but my mind has been blown since I've been in the asexual community. Because I've learned to accept a lot more different types of genders, different types of ways of living, different types of asexuals, obviously. And so I think it's helped me to be a much more understanding, better person who's more accepting of people who are different to her. And I really cherish that, It's given me some beautiful insight into other people that I would never have had unless I come to the asexual community, because kind of like the common thread is we don't get sexually attracted by it. We don't look at someone and think, I want sex with you. And so we've got that common thread, and that kind of bonds us together to people that we may not necessarily have bonded with before, because we got this really strong desire and drive not to have sex. So it bonds us as a commonality, right? And that is very rare and precious. So when you have that deep understanding, that deep kind of soul understanding, it feels really special. And when you are, like I said, a lot of people will come to you for dating relationship advice because you can see things more from an outsider point of view because you haven't got sexual attraction in the way. So some people who are aromantic asexual, so lack romantic attraction and sexual attraction, don't actually want a relationship. They'll say it's less drama. And some sexuals even think like being asexual is better in the sense that it's less hassle because you don't have to get undressed and have sex, which can be very sweaty and stuff everywhere. And, it can be a chore after a while. I mean, I'm sure you'll probably hear asexuals say this more than sexuals, but like once sexual people get into sexual relationships, it's kind of expected that they're going to have sex regularly, at least usually twice a week in my experience, well, with me and my ex, we didn't do it like that, but as a general rule, the people I know, it's like kind of they would have it a couple of weeks or a couple of days a week or more. Some of them are out every day, and so it's kind of like you don't have to deal with that. I'm sure for sexuals it's kind of like a bit of a hassle sometimes to keep that going, because it's constant energy you're kind of using from yourself. So there's none of that, with asexuality, you just can be yourself and you don't have to worry so much about what you look like, because you don't have to dress up sexually. Some asexuals do dress up sexually though, so you can dress how you want to dress, and be who you want to be. But I think a larger proportion of asexuals, they don't feel the need to dress up for someone to sexually excite someone, really, because we're not that way inclined, So that's another huge benefit of asexuality. We can be ourselves a lot more, because we haven't got that desire to please the opposite sex or whatever gender that you're attracted to. I'm attracted to guys, the opposite gender to me. You know, so that's a huge benefit. You know, no STIs, no STDs, sexually transmitted disease and infections if you're not having intercourse, obviously, and you're not doing other sexual acts that might cause diseases and stuff. So there's less chance of having diseases, there's less chance of getting pregnant as well, much less chance. And so that's a huge bonus as well, you know. And the time that sexuals are spending having sex and thinking about sex and doing sex and looking at sex and researching it, we can spend our time a lot more productively working on creative projects, you know, having intelligent conversations, reading books, taking part in our hobbies and interests. So there's less distraction in terms of like false love, if you like, and much more focus on our own lives, on developing and grow ourselves as a person. And just because we're asexual, you can actually see the world differently because you just automatically by default see it differently. And I think that's a beautiful thing. You know, it can be very confusing when you grow up because you can be like, no one understands me, no one gets me, including family. You can feel like you're a loner, an outsider, really upset by it. But, you know, once you get out of the kind of school phase and kind of more into adulthood, you realize that it's actually like a superpower, you know, to be able to see the world in a completely different light to what most people can see is very, very special. So I think, you know, like it's incredible. And I love being asexual. I love being asexual because I'm different. I love being asexual because I'm unique. I love being asexual because I see the world in a completely different way to everyone else. I love being asexual because I can separate different types of attractions, which most people can't do. Like a heterosexual would just think sex, romance, kissing, the whole lot together, right? When I'm breaking down different types of attractions, I can start talking about asexual attraction, romantic attraction, emotional attraction, and intelligence attraction, if I haven't already said that one. No, so intelligence, emotional, spiritual, aesthetic, clothes attraction, creative attraction. You know, I have lots of attractions going on basically, but not platonic and not sexual. So when I started to talk to the person at my work in private about the fact that, you know, the fact that, oh, hi, Eddie. Attraction also. I'm not going to stay too long on this stream tonight because I'm seeing Sam in the morning, so that's going to be great. I'm nearly coming to an end now, actually, but what was I going to say? I've completely forgotten what I was going to say now. You put me off. Well, you probably didn't completely put me off because I was a little bit sleepy anyway. But yes, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I said to the person in work, I was talking about being asexual and the fact that, you know, there's multiple types of attraction. I started talking to them and they'd never, ever seen their life in that way. It was like, wow. And they went from saying, have you had therapy for that? Meaning my asexuality. To saying, oh, I never thought about the different types of attractions before. That's quite strange. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, so that was very interesting because obviously it's very insulting when someone says to an asexual person, have you had therapy for that? Because obviously there's nothing wrong with being asexual. You know, the automatic assumption is that there's something wrong with you, but there isn't at all. You know, it's very natural for asexuals to not have a need, urge, or want for sex. It's completely natural for us. It's our natural default pattern and the way our body works, the way our mind's wired. It's just natural for us. And so when people don't understand, thanks very much for the thumbs up, Ryan. When people don't understand, it's quite difficult. But, you know, like this is in like private in work, I told you, you know, like, I mean, this person's not actually in my work directly all the time. They're kind of visiting for a while. So, you know, I just think it's an incredible feeling to be asexual and I wouldn't change it for the world. Like some people ask the question, like, if you could choose to be any sexuality, what would you choose? And now asexuality, you can't choose. It's not a choice. It's not like abstaining or celibacy. It's not a lifestyle choice, which a lot of people think it is. Like I'm leading an asexual life. It's not like that. It's like we really genuinely don't get need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse, and that is okay. You know, that is okay. And so, you know, I think it's good when you can educate people about asexuality. You can talk about it. You can, you know, like tell it's different. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with being asexual. It's perfectly natural for us not to want, need, or like sex. You know, some asexuals are indifferent to sex or don't mind doing it. But as a general rule, you know, this is how it is. And I just think, you know, like I said, you can be a lot more productive doing other things. And you know, a sex can be hot, messy and sweaty and gross in terms of like what happens during it, so you haven't got any of that to worry about. For me, I never wanted to have a baby in my life, you know, so that for me that's horrendous. That's like my worst nightmare. So you know, when you're not having sex, there's none of that worry, which is a huge relief, a huge relief. Anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you for now because I've got to see Sam in the morning. He's my best asexual friend. Happy birthday to Sam because it's her birthday today. And like I said, you know, earlier, one of the benefits of being asexual is that you can get to see your asexual friends and connect with like-minded individuals that really understand you. Like a giant larva in your womb. Yes. Oh, Eddie, that's disgusting. I don't like. I'm pregnancy repulsed. That's just hideous. I was like, oh, that's really gross. I think even people who are not pregnancy repulsed would think that's gross. That's disgusting. TY all. Thank you all. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go because I need to get some rest and sleep before I see Sam. I can't wait. We're going to the cinema and we can watch no sex movies together and be really happy about it. Woo woo woo! That's another benefit of being asexual. Although some people on the asexual spectrum don't mind watching things with sex in. I personally hate that. My best friend, Sam, they are nudity repulsed like me. And I love that about them because we really relate to each other and we can watch films with no sex. Have fun, we will. And I can do a movie review as well. So that'll be good fun. Can't wait for that. Anyway, thank you, Eddie, for tuning in and lots of love to you. I'm sure there's asexuals that are thinking, God, you make so many benefits out of being asexual, you know, like less drama and, you know, like less worry and less whatever, you know, and much more love and happiness and understanding and beautifulness. Drop that in the comments down below, the benefits of being asexual for you personally, or if you know an asexual person or in a relationship with an asexual person, drop them down in the comments below of why that is a huge benefit to being asexual or to be in a relationship with an asexual or to knowing an asexual person. I'd love to hear your comments down below and to celebrate Asexual Awareness Week. It's really important. Anyway, I love you and leave you for now. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other. I'll see you on the next video live stream. Thank you so much, Eddie, for tuning in. Lots of love. Nice to see you. Take care. Bye.